I want to talk to you about my friend Charlie Crawford. He's a 10-time NFR qualifier.
Charlie Crawford, time to just shake it out and win. Got it on him fast, set
there
up.
We are.
Here's a day
Nice
money
run.
lead. You betcha 3-8.
That's an absolute perfect run. Timing was perfect from the time the first swing is up. He's got the control. Charlie made it happen by being timed up with his horse with the steer, and being able to not just rope, but to pick that steer's head up without changing the momentum for the heeler at all.
We know his beautiful wife, Jackie, all three of their beautiful children, the founder of the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation, which this year will exceed $1 million raised for military and first responders. I've said it 1,000 times. Charlie, it's time to rope, nod and ride, whip and spur. I want to welcome you to the Charlie Crawford Podcast. Let's ride.
The prize line, the money, maybe you're broke. Those things like that, if you're roping for the prizes, then, if you're roping scared because you want to win that saddle, you want to win that first buckle. Maybe you're broke. You borrowed the money to get there so you can try to go win something. Maybe the NFR is up for grabs. Whatever the situation is, it could be just trying to get points to make state. It could be trying to make enough points to win state. All those things, man, that's added pressure. You've got to develop a certain run that you make, and you stick with it, and you stick with that run. Now, when you start getting a little bit more advanced, now you have a little bit thicker playbook. There's a little bit different plays that they run in football on 1st and 10, or 2nd and 5, or 3rd and 1, or 4th and inches. Or if they have to, if they're losing the game and it's 4th and 25 and they're running out of time, they can't punt. So they're going to have to figure out how to get 26 yards to get a first down. That's basically throwing the bomb. That's like most of your one-headers in rodeo. It's 4th and 25 at every rodeo. There's 150 teams going at 10 holes. So yes, you're trying to max out whatever steer you have drawed, and it doesn't really matter if you can make a pretty run because it's the same as a miss. You're not going to win nothing. And so the more experience you have, the thicker your playbook's going to get, to where if all you got to do is catch, you got to know how to do that too. When you look at Caleb Driggers the last 2 years, to win the world title at the highest level, what do you have to do to catch in the 10th round to win the world? Just catch. He just had to go catch. That's a lot of pressure, but you've got to have that run down. Now, the good runs that he made throughout the year is what got him in that situation. You've got to be able to make those as well. But like I said, the more experience you have, the thicker your playbook is. For most ropers, between a 3 and a 4, the goal is do your job. You get a good start, get up in position, rate your horse off, get the steer caught, and turn the steer. There is no time. You go do you. Now, when you get up to a 4E and 5 and things like that, then okay, now you got to be ready to rope a little bit sooner, maybe after you rate your horse off. Or as a 5, you got to be able to rope on the way in. There's strategies right there you've got to get to where there's a certain time that's going to be established that is going to place these jackpots. You're trying to hit those certain times, but you've got to practice those times. And so it's really good to be able to make sure that you kind of do your research, find out what those times are, and that's your preparation. You're trying to make those and duplicate those runs. Watching bad runs can be hard. Watching a bunch of bad runs, bad visuals, that can almost be infectious if you're not careful. If you're not guarding your mind. So if you're watching people splitting horns, a good chance, sometimes you can split horns, and especially when you keep telling yourself, "Oh, don't split horns." Well, the mind doesn't always hear "don't," and so being able to tell yourself, okay, block those bad runs out of your mind, having a good blueprint, having good videos that you watch where you're meditating on those good runs, those will also develop that muscle memory. So when you need it, it's there, kind of that preload we talked about earlier. But to me, the best blueprint that most ropers between a 5E down, even a 6, can visualize, man, you guys have got a blueprint now watching these rope horse fraternities. What are these guys getting judged on? How good their horse scores, how good the horse runs up there and rates in position, how good that horse develops that corner, and how good they frame that steer going across the pin, and how well they face on a tight rope. That would win a 13 down if you guys watch those runs. Here's another thing. There's a lot of different top ropers roping from the exact same place that you are. They're not reaching, they're using their horse. So they're running up in position. So you could be watching a lot of really good runs and see, maybe you like Trevor Brazil's swing style and how he rides his horse. Maybe you like Miles Baker. Maybe you like Kobe Lovell. The list goes on. Tate Kirkenslager, Andy Holcomb, Ren Richard, Caleb Driggers has gotten really good at these fraternities, Clay Smith. So you can watch these guys and develop kind of your own style that you're trying to emulate and duplicate. But they're all running in that same spot that you are. I think there's a lot of good blueprints now that is available on social media, following these guys on social media that you guys could be studying that we've never had before.